Samantha, are you okay? Wow, I just had a seizure and finally realized this when I look down and see white froth on my hospital gown. This has to be my rock bottom. I just attempted suicide and failed, obviously. Now I just had grand mal seizure and excellent. How did I let myself fall this far? In life, there will always be self-destructive moments, but as crappy as they are, maybe they're a necessary evil. Ones that will help shape you into the person who you are and help you gain strength. We need to understand that sometimes when you think you've hit rock bottom, what you think is healthy is not actually healthy, and you have to fall even harder to learn who you truly are. I will share a poem by Edgar Allan Poe called Alone, as well as various poems from Christine Evangelo. The first is Butterfly, then Porcelain Throne, and lastly, One Day. I will also talk about life lessons learned throughout the years and a medical article journal from frontierin.org. From childhood's hour I have not been, as others were, I have not seen. As others saw, I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken my sorrow, I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every death of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still. From the torment or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled on tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder in the storm, and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of dawn in my view. But as low as I do feel, and as little as I feel I've accomplished, 7 years later, still single, still looking for a decent job, still renting a tiny room. Do I even want a partner anymore? Do I even like being around people anymore? Can I even trust them? Thoughts like these do worry me. Really, thinking about it, I actually feel extremely grateful for all the bad things I've left behind, the bad things I've avoided, and being able to be the best version of myself possible without anyone bringing me down. Sometimes we bend ourselves so out of shape that we look in the mirror and we aren't clear on who we see before us. We place ourselves in a cocoon and close ourselves off from our authenticity because there's a shallow comfort and safety. But it all starts to feel too tight and restricting. Your soul awakens and all you want to do is fly. Then something just clicks. We spend so much time dressing ourselves and other people and their preferences that we forget that we have our own unique taste of clothing, our own sense of self, a fearless and undeniable sense of self that embodies every amazing thing. The yin and yang to our whole being in its entirety. Why have we hidden all our innate beauty? To feel safe, loved, and accepted? Or to stay under the radar? Afraid and anxious of what people may see when the mask falls off. But you only need to accept and love yourself. There's beauty both inside and outside of that cocoon that pushed you to grow. Through darkness and dysfunction, depth and despair, a vivid light splits through and steals you away. I thought I had hit rock bottom after the attempted suicide and was starting to heal. What a joke those thoughts were. It was only the beginning of a much needed downfall. Much heavier Xanax addiction, aided by my much older abusive ex-boyfriend, 2 DUI accidents, thankfully no one hurt, and have lost contact with pretty much almost everyone in my life. That's my rock bottom. Be like a circus elephant. Be like a circus elephant. Those thoughts are desperately going through my head as my bike is flying down, teetering on the big block cement steps. Oh, shoot. Splat, and then darkness. Well, violent bike accident by flying off an amphitheater cliff's edge. Situated randomly in the middle of Huntington Beach Central Park and landing straight on my face and nose. breaking my nose in 3 spots and multiple forehead stitches. Ambulance had to drive through the middle of the park to reach me. What I thought was my downfall was actually one of the best accidents to happen to me. Could sense actually be knocked into oneself? This poem, Porcelain Heart, describes perfectly how I feel. I have grown into me, from the vultures that feasted on the love of my heart, to the predators that preyed upon my kindness, and the soured hearts that held my porcelain heart. At first so gently, then dropped it without a thought, as it cried for its pieces on a cold, barren floor. I have grown into me. I have become, and I have swapped my pain for compassion, my heart for healing, and my wounds for wisdom, so I thank you. To all those who demolished who I was so I could finally become and find the strongest parts of me, breaking the shell from the weaknesses of all those who cocooned in their unease. Growth mindset refers to our core belief that our talents can be developed through practice, which may influence our thoughts and behaviors. Findings revealed that the students within the growth mindset scored significantly lower on mental health issues and stress due to life events than the students in the fixed mindset group. This article gives me hope. I used to be in the fixed mindset, and that's when I was at my lowest. I was at my most anxious and depressed. Now I am in the growth mindset, and I'm always trying to better myself and I'm always trying to better myself, and my mental health is so much exponentially better. Extremely more self-aware and able to handle difficult situations like a well-rounded adult. Not saying I'm 100% cured, because I am human after all. I can handle it when difficulties come around, and I don't let my life crumble around me like I used to. One day you will heal, and one day you will be grateful for the deepest cuts of pain. One day you will glance at yourself and see a stronger person through your reflection. One day you will kiss away gently your hurt, gently with grace. Until then, use it all to propel yourself forward, like a white-hot fire through your star-spangled eyes. A fire to regenerate every shadowy cell and open your heart to every experience, knowing that one day you will search your heart and understand that love is the only thing to ever hold on to.